harvest any organic materials, now would be the time. Have my attention. What have you got for me? That is all? Very well. Yes? If there's anything you... Goodbye. wherever you store that, the smell will not be an issue. Victory! Good boy.
现在正在解这个星球的探索任务，就解完之后就反正就解其中一个任务，所以要把所有怪、所有植物、所有矿物所以解这种任务还蛮费时间，解一个星球1个小时跑，只要有植物跟动。 现在还差一只大的怪，跟一个地标。现在地标只能往那种问号的地方去跑。所以这个游戏很费时间玩，其中一个原因就是你如果要所有任务都解，就。 哦，这山谷漂亮，这个陨石坑夸张哎，下去看。哎，我看到目标怪了，镭射枪，这种不要，这种已经学过。就找那种蓝色，刚才那个是绿色。 你看这样，蓝色框实心就是扫过，空心就是没扫。不要走，不要走！扫屁股，搞定！哎，为什么还缺一个？啊，有了，吓死我！ 这个 bug 掉就搞笑了。好，就差一个地标。这个陨石坑里面有东西，好像没什么东西。 过中了，还没过中啊！没过中就是跑到缺氧。这种山谷蛮壮观的。上去。 希望是不一样的地标，那我就会过，就会扫，扫完就马上拿钱。下出个档。哇，这星空蛮漂亮的。第一次看到树，这个星球没有看过树。 要不要抢船？先不用管。其实抢船就赚个1万多吧。好，这个是对的。 找到那种有地标位置的。飞机是在前面。下去看看。哦，对，前面。搞定，5000块入账。可以。这是什么 ？Impact Crater。感觉有洞。好了，可以回去了。看一下任务，这些地区任务不好解，就是刚做完这个，这些可以后面一点再解。这些任务都蛮闷的。想一下，好，来解海盗任务好了。等一下，现在有一个点，这是3等 ，Plus A。升一些盾，先把飞船升到顶，就是这2个蛮有用。要去这里，好，先去卖东西好了，去这里好了。
Welcome to Deimos Star Yard. If you have business, feel free to dock.
Dad, do you think Solomon Co. birthday?
Do you think he would have liked you?
Well, if you listen to your grandpa, Solomon Co. would have given me a good whooping. But I think he would have liked the man I grew into. Seals are tight, we're docked.
为什么字幕都没有？等一下，字幕。
Falcon ID of service, Captain.
Welcome to Deimos.
Deimos。
I wish Deimos was exclusively a military contract.
If you have any questions, I love questions. About ship. Oh, yeah.
要多少铁？哎，见爆了！铝只有2个。
Deimos has every type of ship you need. If you ever need more information, just let me know.
Deimos ships are responsible for countless victories. A true piece of history.
This is a hard.
You deserve the best of the best. And that's music to my ears.
其实他的船蛮酷的，但是我也蛮想看看海盗的船是长什么样，所以我可能等到比较后面才会做海盗。3600，这就是个大货船。
When you get serious about your spacecraft, come back to Deimos.
No other ship can hold a candle to a Deimos. It's not
If you want to survive out there, you've come to the right place.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Anything I can help you with? Need some work done? You should inspect your ship. Sure, have at it. I'm sure you can find something.
Am I in your way? Sorry.
烂肺，肺烂掉了，去看医生。
Careful near the railings on the upper levels. It's a long way. Down.
You look hurt. Might want to head on over to Reliant. Dr. Flynn will get you patched up.
Oh, I swear the next gobshite miner who walks in here fancying me for lack of better options is gonna need enhanced to put their face back together. Let me guess. You're here because you were working a cutter, accidentally nipped your thumb off, and you need me to Well, that's a relief. You'd be surprised how often it happens. Sorry. I tend to think the worst. Since the I know it's my job to help people, and I love doing it. I'm Dr. Flynn. What can I do for you today?
我都快死了，等一下。
Let's see what. Oh, not good. Not good at all. You're gonna need a lot of care.
飞烂。
Looks like we're gonna need the straw. Well then, off you go. Stay healthy.
This is a courtesy reminder that despite low gravity on Mars, a fall into Sidonia's lower level is still likely to result in an injury or death. Please exercise caution in your balcony.
去卖东西，我看一下在哪里。
Several areas currently zoned as residential are seeking to allow home-based business. This seemingly simple request has
I wish there was something more to do around here. Drinking gets old.
after one meeting was broken up by a shouting match.
I swear, that warning klaxon still startles me every time.
Keep a lookout. Notifying us if you see anything.
What was stolen, why, and how it was.
Sidonia can have a depressing effect on some people. Make sure to get yourself help before it becomes a problem.
How's it going? Take your time. And ask me if you need anything. Cool. Come back anytime.
Yes? I keep what... Back to it then.
啊，准备去打海盗，但我觉得还是要卖一点东西。
trying to take a little too much on? Literally.
Did you need some? A good team always. Ah, yes, we are done.
Just because the governor's office is right out there.
We got lots of stuff. Just that sounds like a plan.
这根本就不值钱了。哦，是要很关键，为什么这么多这样子？我船这超多垃圾，这种垃圾就很占空间。21个，有病！好，我不知道为什么这么重。
Yo, stay good out there.
现在就少了100多重量。
Hello. I have never been one to shy. Right.
Read any good books lately?
There are worlds to conquer.
这个档。然后出发去解海盗任务，因为我下一艘船就一定要有走私工。 Travel 开始了，解海盗任务。
We have a clean dock, right on the money.
隐秘舱。啊。
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
If you have any questions, save them for Commander Econde.
Yes? Okay, hello. Howdy. Hello.
好，先搜刮一下这里。
Can we try and focus on the matter at hand, please?
等一下，先看一下这里是什么神秘的通道。这里不知道去哪里。
I'm a bit busy at the moment, but we'll talk later, okay?
机房。
Excuse me.
Recruits 跟你讲话。你好。
Ah, there you are. Commander Kibwe Kande, UC SysDev. Glad to have you aboard. I was beginning to think you were having second thoughts about Commander Tuala's offer. UC SysDev is a division of the UC Navy. While they handle big picture stuff, we deal specifically with pirates. Since you're already involved with the Vanguard, I don't have to underline how important your contribution will be to the security of our spaceways. Yes, I know. I was intentionally vague when I advised Mast of my needs, but rest assured, I'll answer all your questions in due time. So, now that you're part of the team, allow me to introduce you to your new home.
What new home?
This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance. SysDev's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet. That's strange. According to your file, you've encountered them before. On Vectera specifically. They were the pirates that attacked your mining outpost? I'm surprised you don't remember. Whether this ship is impressive or not, you're the key element that we've been lacking. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse.
哦，所以没有啦，刚才出门啦，没有，才刚回来不到1个小时。我说服他，然后让我加入他们，是不是这样？试一下。
Good. I have just the right place for you to start. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention. Aurora is a Class A controlled substance that's illegal to transport outside of Neon, a city on Volai. Get caught with this stuff aboard a ship, and you're looking at some serious fines. That's classified. Suffice to say that the smuggler who was previously hauling it will be spending the rest of their life in prison. You'd better hope so. Saoirse won't be easy to dupe. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know. If I didn't have confidence in your abilities, I would have told Commander Tuala to send someone else. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down. Then you better learn to swim, because you're diving right into the deep end on this one. I've studied your profile. I know you can do this. I'm not about to throw away someone's life on a whim or a prayer. Just use your best judgment, trust your instincts, and watch your back.
Huh.
I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDef, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control. The Crimson Fleet doesn't follow the rules. They only abide by one theme: money. All of their morals and social graces fall by the wayside in pursuit of their greed. At first glance, this can appear quite enticing, so I'm warning you not to get lured into their trap.
没有吧？我周末很常直播10几个小时，如果没有特别事情要出去的话，就吃饭啊，吃饭的时候会下线一下下。
To put it simply, you can't go into every situation with guns blazing. Think before you act. Calculate what you're doing and pull the trigger only when it's absolutely necessary. At the end of the day, your primary goal is taking down the Crimson Fleet. That's the greater good.
所以我要加入海盗团，然后在不违法的状况之下。好，试试看。
That's what I wanted to hear. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft.
但是我一定要做走私任务。
Details of the evidence gathering portion of the operation. Now, get out of here, and good luck. While you're running with the Crimson Fleet, you're undoubtedly going to be faced with some morally gray decisions. It's going to be difficult for you to weigh the consequences of pulling the trigger while maintaining your cover. Do what you have to do, but remember why you're out there in the first place. Then you do what you have to do. The Crimson Fleet has the potential to kill hundreds, even thousands of people per year. If it takes a few deaths to maintain your cover, then so be it. But only as an absolutely final resort. This is not a licensed killing spree. Understood? That's why I expect you to constantly seek alternative means to overcome your obstacles, rather than blowing holes in them. Look, I can see that you're struggling with this. So let me simplify this for you. If there's a route to your goal which doesn't involve killing innocent people, I'm urging you to follow that path. Use your instincts. I'm certain you'll do the right thing. For your own safety, nobody but myself and the crew of the Vigilance will be aware that you're working for the United Colonies. Basically, if you land in jail, you're going to have to deal with the fines. All we know is that she's been with the Trade Authority for years, which means she's been privy to some seriously shady deals. She's shrewd and she's diligent. The only reason we were able to connect her with the Crimson Fleet at all was thanks to an informant. I'm afraid she's the best lead we've got. That's easy to answer. You don't. We'll be monitoring your activities from the Vigilance and attempting to keep it within your vicinity. When you feel you've gathered enough evidence and at the completion of your assignments, head back here for a debrief. Beyond that, you're completely on your own.
我喜欢玩这种卧底任务。赞，来，先做卧底。Lieutenant Tofu， 不是豆腐。
All right, we don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood? Well, since it isn't every day we stumble across a criminal's fully written confession, we need to build a case against our suspects. The more evidence we acquire, the stronger our case becomes. And knowing the Crimson Fleet, they'll leave plenty of evidence for you to find. I'd scour every inch of wherever the Crimson Fleet sends you. Otherwise, you're wasting our time and risking your neck for nothing. Criminals are sloppy. Look hard enough and I'm certain you'll stumble across their mess.
不要再问私人问题哦，不会回答你的哦。
You better make it, because Commander Akande cashed in all his chips to get this operation off the ground. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig. For the sake of the settled systems, I hope you're right. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind. If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard. That's all we're asking. Oh, before you go, there's one more thing. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts. Commander Akande came up with the idea. He was concerned you might not help us simply because it was the right thing to do. All right, we've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease the goods. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sidonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden. And with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed.
拿到 Aurora sample。等一下 ，feel like this。等一下 ，search for this person experience。我被抓了。
Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC security, so you shouldn't have any trouble, even if you're scanned. Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to someone outside the boundaries of this particular operation, well, I don't think I need to tell you the consequences of making that mistake. Let me know if you need anything else.
Hey.
Pardon?
Yes, what?
Hello. 还有衣服哎 ，Sea Staff Crew Uniform。嘿嘿。也不用很重，看一下不用很重，哇，身上很重。 为什么身上都这么重？officer。
Excuse me.
这都是菜鸟。
Oh, hello. I don't think we've met. Are you by chance new here?
哇，很多枪啊！你自己看了，什么枪都有啊。
Wait, I know that name. You're that dangerous Denomorph slayer everyone is talking about. Well, don't worry. I'm not scared of you. My godmother was a member of the Strikers gang, and you're not even half as scary as her. My name is Javanta. I'm an ensign with the maintenance and robotics team. And just between you and me, I don't think
这个不是你会打的游戏啊，这种游戏你搞不定的。
Aren't we all? I know people look at me funny when I say I'm from Neon, like it's some alien planet where only debauchery is allowed. Every planet is alien. Second of all, it is perfectly okay to be normal on Neon. No one's going to arrest you for staying home and watching TV. Anyway, it was very nice to meet you. If you want to talk some more, I will be here.
What your duties here on the ship?
Oh, I'm part of the maintenance team that makes sure the vigilance on the robotic side. I think they are people. After all.
好了，等一下 ，agree we should treat robot the same way. 哦，聊这些干嘛？等一下 ，robots sentient, but they aren't people. They don't get the same right. To me, robots just tools.
And what system do you use to determine who is a person? I would think my definition is different from yours. Think of it this way. How can we expect a robot to fight by our side if we won't fight for their right to exist? So I always do my best to treat them as my equals.
不跟他聊这次没用，跟个工程师聊机器人的机器权，放屁。长官在哪里
？What?
Hello. 哎，长官
Is there anything else I can help you with?
长官呢
Pardon.
长官不见了。
Yes, sir. Needed to clear some.
Howdy.
That's 3 missions. Well, you need to clear that through the proper channels.
Yes.
还没上学，不是9月？9月多了吗？应该上学了吧？还没做完作业。长官 ，C Step Caddy。
Okay. Hello.
哎，这门不能开。
I'm not authorized to answer your questions.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results.
Find the interior of this.
东西塞一塞。像122914966。 好了，现在117。现在包没有这么多东西。我觉得这些还是都这套好上。
Ship comforting.
来，开始做任务了呀。
I don't know about you, but a fella could do a lot worse than Constellation.
赶快做任务，不是赶快做任务，赶快做你的作业。
Ship's detached. We're clear.
要飞哪里？我要去 Sedonia，Sedonia 在这里 ，land 可以降落，5档都省。Speak to Cyrus at the 哪里？加载，清楚。At the Trade Authority. 你不是12岁吧？12岁叫成年，那搞笑。里面有一句真的。
The elevators or stairs to reach the other level. Try to keep it simple. I need you.
How's the saying go? Show no mercy, leave no quarter? Hey, you looking for more work? I'm wondering if you might be up for doing me a favor of the personal kind, off the books. We did, soon. And on top of that, turns out our guy was using the... Ooh, shit. So, I got a bounty for this guy. Real tough spacer, you know? I find a ship, board without him knowing, and I literally catch him with his pants down, getting ready for the day or something, I don't know. Anyway, before he can react, I tackle him to the ground to cuff him, and he lips off a slide quick, thinking he's got game, but I don't take kindly to that kind of advance. See? And well, bounty says alive or dead, so I make the call and I put him down. Anyway, turns out it wasn't the right guy, but this guy was also wanted. What are the odds, right? Well, the Alliance didn't think it was as funny as I did, so now I'm stuck here helping new recruits. Careful out there. I'll never forget that you helped us finally catch that crazy bastard. Mission board? Tracker's Alliance. Hey, y'all better not be taking all the
他讲完那个要打帮体的人，结果他没有给我地址。
Bye.
要去哪
Hope I never have to kill you.
先不管他，先做我的卧底任务。什么人来了？看一下，有没有东西要卖？没有东西要卖，说不定有东西要卖。感觉仓里面东西超多。看一下，33个 NT microfile。Arc。
Just ask.
有啊，可以随便改装，可以随便组装。等一下。
And by sensitive, I'm guessing you mean something you don't want UC security sticking their noses into. I can probably help you with that. What have you got for me? Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got?
If the Trade Authority is not interested, that says a great deal.
All I'm going to point at is the ceiling, with my middle finger. Get that stuff out of here before UC security catches on. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well, bend the rules a little bit. Sure, go ahead. You shoot me and the TA will have bounty hunters on your ass before you even get back to the spaceport. Listen, love, I've heard it all. Threats bounce right off, so either cough up the finder's fee or try and sell that shipment on your own. Well then, we have nothing left to discuss, do we, love?
What is it? If you are free soon, could we talk? I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you. I know we met under, unusual circumstances. You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation. Are you enjoying working with them? I think none of us were expecting what we have found. Well, perhaps Matteo. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. That is a credit to your abilities. If I may, from what you have seen, do you think I fit in well with the rest of Constellation? I cannot tell if that is a compliment or an attempt to avoid the question. I will assume the former. I have a very different background from the rest of Constellation. I carry myself differently. I worry that some of the others are unable to see past this. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death. Yes, exactly. I survived. That was the only goal. For those that have not lived it, it can be difficult to imagine or accept. Others here have seen conflict, but for more noble causes. Vladimir is the only one here who can begin to understand.
如果你都21岁了，自己上巴哈查啦。
Press the group to include. I lack his charm. He puts others at ease. I fear my presence does the opposite. Of course, you have given me an opportunity the others have not. Perhaps I just need more time. I know this seems trivial, perhaps childish. I have just always relied only on myself. I have never been surrounded by people like this. By a group I wish to be a part of. Does that make sense? Thank you. That is reassuring. Discussing these things is challenging for me. I hope now you can better understand why I wanted to keep the circumstances of our meeting quiet. I wanted to thank you for not saying anything to Vladimir. You said you were considering it, and I appreciate that you decided against it. I do not wish to be seen as a source of violence and nothing else. Indeed it was. And now I hope you can see why. Thank you for talking this over with me. It is good to know that at least one member of Constellation understands me.
This character做得不错。你不知道手机都可以上网吗？不要开玩笑。Speak to senators at the Trade Authority. My first mission is to proceed to Cydonia and make contact with Lors Bowden at the Trade Authority. UCC staff has provided me with trade of Aurora to sell as buy-in. 看来要付钱给。
You bring me that finder's fee, or are you here to waste my time again? You must be new at this game, love, so I'm gonna let that one slide. In our business, nothing gets done until money is exchanged, even if that means leaving a credit on each and every rung of the ladder as you climb your way up. You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unload that stuff for you.
Just demand the extra credits up front next time. These games are juvenile and tiresome.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brain cells at the Broken Spear. Oh, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Take your time. How's it going? Can I help you? Man, sorry, I can't really say that. Really, all I know is that we're running a business here. And I was told to take an all. And listen, I'm not gonna worry about anything other than that.
那不行啊。
See you around.
Hey, it's my personal savior. Thanks again for the assist.
Mining takes all types. Upstarts, former military.
Hey, good to see you again. Still think there might be room for me on your crew?
这船员太弱了，我才不要。
Deimos Star Yards may be the first major ship manufacturer, but that doesn't mean we haven't kept up with the times.
There's always something to do around here.
Worker satisfaction has been trending upwards.
Unless you're a Deimos employee,
Taking their psychological
really
concerns into account has played a part in it. It's not easy coordinating corporate efforts between the Star Yard and here.
哎，我没办法证实你讲的是真的假的，但是我只能说珍惜生命。
Serving drinks here for over 40 years. You have room for one more on your crew?
I haven't had a day off in 3 years. I wrote the damn time off policy.
Astrodynamic Specialist.
Hey, any
只有1颗星星，就叫自己是 Specialist。水准也真的低。
Good to see you.
Halo Specialist，
If you're
1
hiring.
颗星，糟年。
Pardon? I'm looking for work.
Not interested.
This life ain't easy, but it pays the bills.
我这里好多。
Can you believe people used to think that nearby mountain was a face on the surface of Mars? Ridiculous, huh? Doesn't look anything like one.
如果你得这种重大的疾病还工作，我只能说你实在太爱工作。
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away. Oh yeah? Well, I don't know who the hell you are. So what makes you think I'm going to help you out?
那你应该多陪陪家人。
Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single UC guard in Sidonia heard you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we can help you with this. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first. You're a clever one, aren't you? Let's just say I have a certain influential affiliation. And leave it at that. Basically, you want that Aurora moved, I'm your guy. Right down to business! And no small talk. I like it.
I see no good reason why we should have any extra dealings with the likes of you.
Lady, if you want me to move that shipment for your pal here, you're going to do whatever the hell I want. You got that? Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked up a bunch of debt. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Either way, I want that money back. What do I need to do here? Write you an instruction manual? You can do this loud, you can do this quiet. I don't care. I just want my goddamn money, and I want this guy to remember who he screwed over. Feel free to throw as many credits in my face as you want, but that isn't the point. We need to make an example out of this guy. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you'll find him wandering around the Deimos miners' quarters. Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most miserable-looking guy in the entire place. What now? Oh, I can't believe I need to spell this out for you, but here goes. You're doing me a favor, and in return, I'm doing you a favor. There are no free rides. That's how shit works around here. The sooner you learn that, the sooner you stand to make some serious money with us.
不要废话啦！你再废话，我就不回答你了。
What a day, huh?
Something I can help you with? Adler Camp. Who the heck is that? What? Play what games? You're obviously confusing me with someone else. Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mines. I just want to go home, wash off the dust, and relax. This has been fun, though. Whatever. Adler. Oh, wait. You mean that Adler? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Sound good?
我不会下线，只是你一直废话，我会屏蔽你。
Come on! Give me a break! What the... Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now. Okay? You can't squeeze blood from a stone. You know? Right?
Clearly this man has never seen how hard I can squeeze.
Miner for Deimos. It's not what I was hoping for out of life. But here I am. Yeah, it's a lousy company. Pays me a salary. But I depend on the profit-sharing bonuses to keep food on the table for my family. What games? Why are you doing this to me? I don't have the money. Oh, come on. Holy shit. You're right. Adler doesn't just want me beaten up. He is going to have me killed. Huh. Please, tell Adler I'm sorry for trying to wiggle out of the debt. I didn't have much of a choice.
恐吓一下他，我就拿到了。
Welcome to Sidonia. I'm under orders not to engage with personnel.
一直在耍嘴皮，这个人。
Adler,
always ask me what I think about mine. And it rocks.
Have something for me? There, would you look at that? I knew that bum was holding out on me. He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the message? Nice. Nice! You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get you more. A lot more. You think you can handle running with my, associates? If you haven't figured that out by now, then maybe you aren't cut out for our line of work. That's what I'm talking about. I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Neva Mora. She's second to the big boss himself. Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen to whatever she has to say. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
Oh, hello.
Crimson Feet 的合作快乐。
betting your life on that? Because the only way out of our organization is with a warhead up your grav drive. So, before I put you to work, let's get everything out in the open. I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. But you aren't about to sign up with any average pirate crew. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Rygana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Rake. I want him dead. Kill Rake? only option? If you want my advice, there's only one way to guarantee he dies. Turn the Ragana into space junk. Only way to be sure. It's done when Rake stops breathing. Head back here when you're finished. And don't keep me waiting for long. Rake used to run with the fleet. Hell, I'm the one who vouched for him in the first place. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. He was a damn good earner, too. Brought in a ton of creds. Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody, I mean, nobody, runs away from the fleet. I've been tracking Rick for months. He's making it tough, not gonna lie. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a small fortune just to keep tabs. But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. He's made me look like a fool in front of Delgado, and I'm gonna have his head on a pike.
So, Miss Stay Up Late reading under the covers?
Don't pretend to be mad at me. I know you are real. I learned that back on Earth, people used to use the stars to navigate. That's so cool. But I guess it only worked because they just lived on one planet. And that sounds boring.
Remind me one of these days to tell you the tale of a certain Solomon Coe, where his stargazing landed him.
All right. And what are your intentions with these crewmen? Damn it. I do not have choice, do I? Okay. Docking bay is open. Let's talk.
Docking procedure is complete.
It is good to be back in our own ship.
好，所以现在要不就把他杀掉，要不就是。
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece. That is not something I am going to do, not until you reveal your intentions. As far as you are concerned, I am Austin Rake. You want him? You're going to have to kill me. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about? You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port. That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
Thank you for letting us go.
This unpleasantness aside, the people of New Homestead will be grateful for these supplies.
If you ever get to the key, you better sleep with one eye open and 2 pistols loaded. So now what? They're gonna put me in a sys-def prison? I'm not saying it's worse than death, but it's pretty damn close.
This unpleasantness aside, the people of New Homestead will be grateful.
We will make sure Rake's name is taken off the manifest. And I hope you do not take this the wrong way, but I hope our paths never cross again.
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
Thank you.
This unpleasantness aside, the people of New Homestead will be grateful for these supplies.
For letting us go.
Your ship is way bigger than Dad's.
我把他送去监狱，所以他就会被隐姓埋名了，就又可以不用杀他，我又不会成为真正的海盗，因为我只是要做走私客而已，没必要杀人。我觉得这个选项不错。这就成为真正的海盗。
Damn mercs just don't know how to take a hit. Hey, Rook, wanna help me with some target practice?
And that grab drive is fried. Shields are down. We got him, Captain. You guys get to choose no shots now.
Ooh. 这么简单。
control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Regana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate. You know what? I have no idea, and it's frustrating the hell out of me. I suppose I could have pissed off someone I screwed over in the past, but there's been so many, I've lost count. Mercenaries. Guns for hire that shoot their own parents if they were paid enough. I'll tell you, we do a hell of a lot of dirty work in the Crimson Fleet, but we'd never sell away our souls like an ecliptic merc does. Huh. No kidding. That'll make Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rakes taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear? Yeah? Last person who said that was Rake. So you've already dug yourself a hole about 6 feet deep. And now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Joining the Crimson Fleet is hardly a cause for celebration. But you have your reasons. So for now, I will allow it.
Be taking off immediately, or are there other matters that require your attention?
I had a friend on Regana. I hope I'll be able to see him next time we're short.
I woke up in the middle of the night once and found Ensign Betty taking this machine.
We got the message from the Regana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for. That's something we're looking into, but it doesn't seem like he knows much. He might be better served as bait. For now, we'll keep him in the brig. Perhaps you could pay him a visit there sometime? I'm sure he'd be pleased to see you. That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
We did our best not to cross the line, but the more we do, the more we risk exposing the deception.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem. They are mercenaries for hire. If they are paid enough money, Ecliptic would attack the Vigilance. It wasn't terribly difficult to convince them to attack an isolated Crimson Fleet ship. Just expensive. Ah, so I take it you have good news. Were you able to join the fleet? Then it worked. You're in. Sounds like everything is going as expected. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on a good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet. The woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of Neon's street rats, and worked her way up to second in command. She's a force to be reckoned with, so don't underestimate her. Yes, you passed your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda? Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
What is there to know? He is pirate scum, like all of them.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. Any information you have on its members can only help. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the quay. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
We got a wager going over whether the fleet
We don't have
would
a
let
full
you
map
in
of
or
the
leave
fleet's
you for
roster.
dead.
The members change too quickly.
Unless you're a zombie, I owe the ops team lunch.
The system was originally called Alpha Ophiuchi, until a flag was planted there by Jasper Crix, the founder of the Crimson Fleet. Since it was crucial that space travelers avoided that system, navigators marked it as Crix on star maps as a warning. They could have just as easily labeled it Crimson Fleet, so I'm guessing the pirates themselves were responsible for spreading their leader's name. Over the years, people forgot the system's original designation and started calling it the Crix system. It's been that way ever since. Sure, we have a database of profiles you can read, which should help you ingratiate yourself with the group. However, the profiles are a guide, not gospel. Use what you can, fill in the blanks, and play off that. I imagine when you're done, you'll be able to generate far more accurate profiles than what we have in our system. That's right. It's something we've requested a while ago, in preparation for a future conflict with the fleet. Once we finalize everything and run a few tests, we'll have the defenses needed for a jump to the Crick system when the time comes. 2 reasons. First, Commander Akande's playing this operation extremely close to the vest. That means keeping prisoners under his own roof until this is resolved. Second, this is an undercover mission. For our safety and yours, we need to keep these prisoners out of the spotlight. Not really, no. I've learned to keep my personal experiences separate from the job. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that you care. It's just that I don't feel like now's an appropriate time to be discussing these things. Let's just stick to the job at hand and concentrate on the mission. But, maybe we can talk about it some other time, okay? Good luck on the key.
This is just the beginning, but it's an important first step.
Hello. The Vigilance is a state-of-the-art warship.
Well,
One that gets on the wrong end of her guns is gonna have
that's good.
The fleet killed a buddy of mine. This is more than a job for me. Drank too much coffee last night. Need to swap shifts. Once we get rid of all the pirates, the galaxy will be a better place.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
Commander Ikande is the heart and soul of UC SysDef. I'd follow him to the ends of the galaxy.
Wait to see how the UC is throwing its weight around today.
Things are progressing rather quickly. I'm sure the commander is pleased.
The fleet call us sharks. They know what happens when we see red.
First mission in the books, and nope, back in basic training, I had the record for fleet kills.
Well, if it isn't my old partner, the Vanguard get rid of you. I thought it was a volunteer force.
No, I decided to transfer to SysDef. I hear thieves are a real problem.
My family's all in the UC Navy, but being SysDef, I got bragging rights.
I could have joined any division of the UC Navy. I chose SysDef.
I saw one of the ensigns get an Alpha Centauri from Officer Petrosian the other day. The man takes his job very seriously. Do what Commander Ikande says, and we'll go for it.
You're in the van.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
We'll keep the brig ready for any pirates you bring in. Welcome to the brig. As a member of SysDef, you may talk with the prisoners as long as you are mindful. As a personal rule, I simply ask that you adhere to UC Navy standards of cleanliness at all times. That means no mud on your boots, your hands are washed, and you are free of any contagious diseases. Besides the fact that it's healthier, a sanitary brig is important for station security. In my experience, a prisoner will hide a shiv under a flake of dust if you let them. The cleaner a space is, the easier it is to spot irregularities, both inside the cell and out. Excellent. And all that being said, I understand your mission directive might call for flexibility. So if you need to be a rum-drinking, swashbuckling pirate to do your job, then I will do my best to clean up after you. We have multiple turrets attached to the ceiling. If you've met Ensign Betty, she's personally calibrated them to ensure they cover the entire area. That being said, firing the turret should be considered a last resort. As a matter of fact, I have a favor to ask. I understand that part of your undercover work involves going to the fleet headquarters, namely the key. While you're there, if you find anything pertaining to the history of the fleet, I'd be interested in learning about it. I agree. Just keep in mind this is a favor and you're free to ignore it. I only ask because this is such a rare opportunity and I'd hate to pass it up. I appreciate it. I've actually heard rumors about there being audio logs for an interview the founder of the fleet, Jasper Crix, did on the Key. I'm interested in anything he had to say regarding his time in prison and how the prisoners were treated. If you find anything like that, bring it back here and we'll take a listen. The fleet and the UC are intertwined, and I've always felt knowing that past as an important part of what we do. In life, history can be a guide, a warning, or at times, a reflection. And if you want to know which one it is, you have to stare it in the face, regardless of how ugly it is. That's a loaded question. We err on the side of caution here, short of any physical abuse. But with the Crimson Fleet, you have to be very careful. If you give them an inch, they'll take a parsec and find a way to stab you with it. That's the idea. We will always err on the side of security, given the choice. But I'll be the first to admit it's not an exact science, and we've made mistakes in the past with both the carrot and the stick. As chief officer of this brig, my worst fear is that we'll someday repeat them. No, the prisoner surrendered willingly, as per the terms of your deal. This is probably the safest place for him, if the fleet want him dead. You can chat with him, if you haven't already. I'm sure he has a lot to say. Until next time.
Petrosian's a real neat freak, and as our superior officer, that makes us all. I woke up in the middle of the night once and found Ensign Betty tinkering with some machine. Does she ever sleep?
I guess you think I have some sad story to tell? That I met some sick orphans on New Homestead and grew a conscience? Or maybe you're the cynical type, and you think I turned a new leaf because I wanted SysDef to go easy on me. The truth is a bit more complicated than that. Sure, I got time. You see, at my age, you know who you are. And I've always been a thief. I'd swipe a cred stick for my own mother if it had enough zeros on it. But even in a group of cred-hungry thieves, a man has to have a code. Rules. I do. You finish a job, it's supposed to be done. You get the rush and the relief. But in the fleet, doing the job isn't the hard part. In the fleet, you gotta worry about the guy sleeping next to you, and if he's gonna take a bigger piece of the pie. You gotta wake up the next morning and wonder why your slice is missing and the crumbs are stuck to his face. Yeah, I've had some work done. If you got the Crimson Fleet on your back, you would too. As for the name, that was actually the hard part. You can use 100 different aliases and the system will just add them to the list. Now you can pay a guy to delete the list, but nothing's ever really gone forever. Neva probably paid the same guy to hit rewind, and here we are. Well, for one, they don't have much in the way of loot, but they're still important to somebody. You can't just blow up one without it showing up on SSNN, or a UC captain getting a 10-inch stack of slates on his desk. But more importantly, do-gooders are predictable. The pirate code changes depending on who's reciting it. Honest folks, they have a habit of writing their rules down. Why did I join the Regana? Truth is, I just wanted a good night's sleep. And put a bigger target on my back? As far as I'm concerned, the brig is the safest place I can be. The second you drag me into some private room, you're basically telling everyone here that I'm a rat. Back to gawk at the creatures in the cages? Be careful around the fleet. They talk about family, but it's just a bunch of crap.
Some of the guards don't take kindly to the prisoners. But we should... You're dismissed.
Lieutenant Toft is as organized as they come.
Captain, it is pleasant to...
And we shall be on our way.
Now, you're not pestering the captain, right?
Air pressure, drive.
Pester?
All good to go,
Do you
Captain.
think I'm a pest?
Oh, never. Poor choice of words. You being nice to the crew, too?
Of course.
So this book collection fund I heard about?
Don't you always say, don't listen to rumors?
Gets old.
The key acknowledging fleet vessel. Welcome home.
Captain, greetings.
You wanted 4K, you got 4K. Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to...
You said the take was 10K, but it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
You wanted 4K, you got 4K. Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get
不
caught.
要浪费尸体，
Better off dead.
捡一下。
Sounds like you did complete a favor. Now toss this.
Are you looking to start something? Cause I'll finish it.
What are you looking at?
Greetings, Captain.
The hell took you so long? Forget how to grab jump or something? Please. It'd be one less sloppy rook whose mess I had to clean up. The last thing I need is another Austin rake getting cold feet. You want to leave the fleet? You pay the price. Not in credits, but in blood. Fair enough. Glad to see you showing some backbone. Just be careful that you can back up that attitude before you square off with someone who can kick your ass. But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together. Sure did. Right out from under their noses. Way before you or I were born, though. We've held this station for a very long time. Don't worry. Delgado will tell you all about it. You think? And that's only part of it. I'll let Delgado fill you in on the whole story. He tells it better anyway. But I can give you the short version while we walk the station.
It must be very embarrassing for the UC to be in this situation.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
In orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison.
The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, lock, key. Cute, huh?
Hello everyone, I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galactalk. My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settled systems. His ruthlessness and desire for wealth has landed him squarely at the top of the wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy.
Now, we've got everything the fleet
I
needs,
am, of course,
right?
speaking of the self-appointed leader of the Crimson Fleet himself,
on the
Jasper Cricks.
Credits?
Good evening, Mr. Cricks.
Good evening, Gail. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Before you get pissed,
Yes,
I've got my
well,
hands full.
being blindfolded and then grab
sweet.
jumped to what
I'm
appears to be
trying
an
to give a
abandoned
tour
mining
here.
facility
So you want to tell
isn't
me?
exactly what I call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview would come with some...
Why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
And you, always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the lot. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, neighbor. I was getting tired of
You're just chick everyone get wise to ridiculous prices.
Rook?
Rook?
Need something?
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began
Need something? Use material? Alright, let's get the... Fine. It's a general store, which mostly junk that no one else... Raw materials, blueprints, spare parts. Oh, bye, I guess.
The right protect... Heading out. May, want to look into some armor upgrades first. Well, only the best tactical gear to protect your...
Metal plated for when you're up. All made by yours truly, of course. The right gear can be the difference between life or death. See ya.
So, tell us about Jasper Cricks's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power. People that followed my orders and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you'd consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
No. I'd consider them as just means to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New Atlantis alone.
Oh, I've never stopped reaching, Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space and the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies were clearly embarrassed that they had allowed the Crimson Scar to make the jump into space. They sent ships after us. Lots of ships. I almost think that they enjoy starting wars.
Perhaps this was the first time you had finally reached too far.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a learning experience. I wouldn't say I reached too far. I'd say I reached too fast. Didn't cover all my bases. Made some stupid mistakes. One thing's for certain, though. When I was finally arrested and thrown into the lock, I had plenty to think about.
Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
If it's
On
hard
the
to
right,
find,
you've got
I probably
Bradley from
got
the
it.
Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how high. Then we got
I hope you came with credits. I sell a little bit of everything, but only if it's hard to. Neuroamps, a few unique resources, maybe anything that's rare. Hey, I'm always ready. Don't be a stranger.
What did you need? I am happy to... Very good. I have things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time. I have been curious. I know that your role in Constellation was thrust upon you in an unusual way. But that experience does not demand that you stay. You could have delivered the artifact and then left. Why do you stay? They are dedicated in their cause. This is rare and admirable, I think. My past is complicated. And anyone in Constellation will tell you I do not speak much of it. But my family always stressed the importance of having a purpose in life. You must have a reason for being. This group of people, who by rights would never associate with one another, has come together for a common cause. That is impressive on its own, before considering the magnitude of the work they have undertaken. The possibilities it holds. A goal is something you work towards. An expectation of achievement. That is not the same. I believe it is sometimes phrased as, the destination is not as important as the journey. When I first came to New Atlantis, I was shocked at how many people go about their business every day like drones. They do their jobs, eat their food, sleep in their beds, all seemingly without concern for anything around them. Complacent. Their experience is so different from much of the settled systems. They do not know how good they have it. There is no struggle to survive here. No great risk in daily life. I'm sure you have seen for yourself that is not the case for much of the settled systems. Hostile environments, dangerous creatures, not to mention the threats posed by other humans. None of that touches these people. Yes, they were. I did not grow up amidst such luxury. Purpose cuts through adversity. I know that all too well. And these people seem to have no idea. I have. There have been times where I wondered whether it was worth it. My family is unique within the settled systems. I grew up outside the bounds of the United Colonies, or the Freestar Collective. My parents, and their parents before them, did not believe anyone outside our family could be trusted or relied upon. You can imagine, I am sure, how existence without ties to others is challenging in space. They believed, and still do, that anyone who was not part of our family did not share our values, our goals, and was ultimately a potential threat. My time in the settled systems has mostly led me to agree with them. It has certainly proven valuable. Saved me. A few times, without question. For now, though, it would seem you and I have found purpose in Constellation. I believe that is enough. I am pleased that we have common cause, and have enjoyed our time together. Thank you.
At ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station.
Is something wrong? First time visiting the infirmary, huh? Let me give you a piece of advice. Try not to get into too many bar fights. I'm trying to save my dwindling supplies for sale and pirates coming in off of raids. That's what they all say, until they stumble in bleeding out on my floor. So here's what's what. You need medpacks, curatives, preventatives, I've got you covered. At least as long as my current supply holds out. You need enhancers, legal or illegal? I've got those too. Hopefully that won't be often. Now, if you don't need anything else, I've got a particularly annoying supply issue to deal with. Now there's an offer I didn't expect. If you really want to help, I'm looking for someone who can handle themselves in a public setting. As in someone who knows how to get the job done without shooting up the place. Well, you'd be one of the first. I politely requested a list of supplies from Gennady Aton at the clinic and was told the price of business has gone up. I think he's back on Aurora, and he's upcharging me to pay for it. And if there's one thing I'm not going to do is subsidize his habit. I want you to make sure he delivers my supplies for the price we agreed on, but without raising any alarms. We'll see. Talk is one thing, actions are another. Be careful. I don't have... supplies, you know.
What are you looking at?
I hope you actually need components. I hate wasting my time.
Trade Authority takes anything and everything. What'll it be, friend? The fleet's got an impressive commerce. They even managed a legitimate doctor among their rank. Business on the Key is like no other. It's the sole reason I'm here. Not everyone thinks so. I'm still Trade Authority, not a part of the fleet. There are a few, Neva included, that see me as an outsider. Regardless, as long as the fleet has goods to push, the Trade Authority will always maintain a presence on the Key. I left a similar lifestyle behind when I joined the Trade Authority, and never looked back. A lot of the rooks here see freedom and lawlessness, but that's only if you don't get caught. True freedom is not having a bounty on your head, with every cop and mercenary out to get you. I hope you're not low on credit. I was hoping you... Remember, all trades are restriction-free.
Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering. I see the bomb as a symbol of my importance, and it's a constant reminder to everyone of the sacrifice I was willing to make. The freedom I've given up, the pain, it's not something that just anyone has the resolve to bear.
He is right. The pain he endures is proof of his loyalty and his resolve.
exactly the lengths we're willing to go to protect ourselves. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety. Essentially, but I sleep soundly knowing I'm one of the few that can piss Delgado off and live. Should I die, all of my knowledge, the accounts, the credits, it would be a mess. He wouldn't dare. He holds the trigger, but we all know that my death cripples the fleet. Call the bomb a weapon of last resort. It's why he's the boss. Of course, I'm not the first reckoner to bear a bomb under my ribcage, but Delgado was smart enough to continue the tradition. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Eugen would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us. None. Other than my chest and arm modifications, I am but a simple man. Is the interview over now? Can we get back to work? The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core. Oh, you know, smuggling, piracy, taking things that aren't yours. Nothing that should keep you up at night. Well, depending on your methods. Fine by me. There's plenty of others who do. You do less, you make less. It's a pretty simple equation. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say. So you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
Yes, you need me? All right then.
Ready to make those credits?
fleet protects our own, but you turn against us, and you're dead.
Never do a job unprepared. You need supplies, you hit up the depot.
Always ask for a bigger cut. It's all about making those credits.
Those mission boards aren't going to clear themselves.
You can get work from the boards near the Reckoner's core. Voss will make sure you get paid.
Where did your stellar rise to infamy begin?
In the streets of New Atlantis. No parents, no godparents. Just a homeless punk kid robbing whoever he could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gale. Sure, a few people here and there walked away with injuries, but I'm not some kind of butcher.
That doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would imply.
Well, like I said, I was just a kid.
Were you ever caught by the authorities in New Atlantis?
Oh, dozens of times. I'd just give them a fake name, or they just slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd amount to anything, and didn't want to waste their time with rehabilitation.
What changed that? Was it the robbery in 2218?
2218? Oh, yeah. The Galbank archives. Very good, Gale. See, you've done your research. That would be when I rounded up a few of my buddies and we knocked the place over. Made off with a ton of credits. My first big score.
Is that why the Crimson Scar decided to bring you into their ranks?
That's right. They brought me in, taught me the ropes, and I did crimes for them for 5 years. Till I decided I wanted more. I got rid of their leader, put myself in his place, and started running the show. I've been the one in charge ever since.
Was it absolutely necessary to cut his throat and leave the body on a public street in the well?
On the street, reputation is everything. I wanted everyone in the city to know that Jasper Cricks was taking over. I think they got the message.
As long as you put the fleet first, we won't have any problems.
ask you one final question before we wrap up?
Fine. Go ahead.
When is enough going to be enough? How many credits does Jasper Cricks need until he's satisfied?
I should have expected you'd ask such a stupid question. How the hell could you ever understand? You with your fancy education, and your sheltered upbringing, and your cushy media job? Me, I came from nothing. Everything I own, I've literally drawn blood to gain.
There's no need to get personal. I'm simply trying to state the facts so that our listeners can make judgments of their own.
Lady, I got news for you. Half of your listeners think I'm a hero. The other half are scared out of their goddamn minds, and they should be.
Perhaps we should talk about something else.
No, that's it. We're done. Can you guys get her the hell out of here? Make sure she takes all this sound equipment with her.
Well, that's it then. Thank you for your...
Actually, before you go, Gail, there's one more thing I would like to say.
Yes, of course. What is it?
When you broadcast this interview on SSNN, I want you to remember that I'll be listening. If you edit even one word or manipulate my voice to change anything I've said, I will hunt you down and kill you. In front of everyone. Do you understand?
I understand. You have my word.
Hope you can succeed at that before we are discovered.
其实我是盗贼公会，所以我现在进来先偷一波。
about your arrest?
Oh, my arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For a listener's benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Voli that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC security unleashed hell. The damage they caused was catastrophic. We only surrendered so we wouldn't die when the station exploded.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your escape.
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the lock. That lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale.
Those crabs ain't gonna steal themselves.
But I ended up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led to the worst prison break in United Colonies history?
Yes. I'm quite proud of that, actually. I honestly didn't think it would go as well as it did. As for the reason, well, it's simple. The UC were treating us like animals. The conditions in the lock were ridiculously bad and no one cared. That's why they stuck us on that ice ball in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind.
Your escape caused the deaths of many that were stationed at the lock. Some would brand that as a bit dismissive
If you got
of
any
what
spare
you're
creds,
describing
you
as
just
a
need to unload
protest.
some junk.
If you were simply advocating for your fellow inmates, why didn't you just go through the proper channels?
And what the hell was I supposed to do? Send a strongly worded letter to my duly appointed representative? Wake up. The UC only responds to actions, not words. In my mind, there was no other choice. You know what? Let's move past my time at the lock so we can get to the point of this goddamned interview.
Tell us what the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes. Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
直接在头目的房子碰到
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the Crimson Fleet need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
I've got bounties in every system.
I know SysDef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that the Crimson Fleet becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare.
我先把捡到、偷到的东西先卖一卖。
Will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you. and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the directionalist to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
The fleet's the only family you need.
还差一本，第5本。
Careful not to point that thing at me.
Box grog is fine if you like cheap moonshine. Give me an Erdebrow lager and I'm good.
Semina's seeing anyone right now? Patience, I mean. I got a sore hip.
地毯式搜索被我找到，终于被我找到那个证据。是还差一本，这样就难找。
I heard Isla's sister is some hardcore mercenary. I wouldn't get on her bad side. Need something?
The fleet doesn't care how big your bounty is. If you don't earn, you're worthless to all of us. I also wish to be prepared for any situation, but there are practical limits, no?
You check out the Reckoner's core? She's a beaut, ain't she?
偷盗好累啊！哼。这也太大了。
you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the Corps. Every captain here's earned their stripes, bleeding for the fleet.
We call UCC staff sharks, but to the fleet, they're just bait.
Rook.
If I had a billion crest, I'd run my own city, like Bayou. Except in my town, you could do Aurora anywhere.
In the fleet, you either put up, shut up, or die. Your choice.
Anything ship-related, you're at the right place.
ATM, I'm including this month's list of parts I need for the key. Don't bust a gut, it's hefty, but I know you can handle it. I'm gonna need a lot more than usual this time. I'm planning
Here to upgrade that
overhaul
ship of
the
yours?
entire electrical system before it completely shorts out. Oh yeah, thanks for sending over the key's reactor specs. I can't tell you exactly why I needed those. They'll said to keep it hot.
So, looks like we got her. Once again, I'm Jazz, resident. Like Neva said, you need ship parts, repairs? I'll hook you up. As long as your credits are good. It may not be wider, but it's not on the books, if that's what you're getting at. I can guarantee your ship will be in good hands. So if you're looking for an upgrade, let me know. We got the best selection in the settled systems. Illegal, unregistered, recalled. We sell it all. No questions asked. No. You buy from me, you're worry-free. I can't have my customers getting caught now, can I? That's bad for business. Anything that keeps the UC... Just let me know when you want to talk business. If you've got the credits, I've got the... Shop's always open as long as your money's good.
我喜欢这种 style。可以。哇。
You've got stuff to smuggle, I've got the stuff to hide it. Truth is, the fleet rescued me. Of course, I wouldn't have needed rescuing if they hadn't blown up the ship I was working on. Delgado plucked me out of space and brought me to the key. I took one look at the place and was compelled. I don't mind helping, but it'll cost. All right.
Ask Jazz about any ship upgrades. Nothing worse than a pirate ship with no personality.
Smuggling beats a real job any day.
Long day. I need to talk to Samina about getting me some harder meds.
Please tell me you know this better, Weaver. Just to make it quick. Whatever.
That last job didn't pan out. I need something bigger.
Well, everyone all... Hey, if you want to pour credits into my pocket, I carry most of the... occasionally. Just don't screw me over. And you want me to just take your word for that? A little advice, Sadiqi? You bleed for the fleet? The fleet? Anyone who says otherwise is I... Don't say I never did you... Just gotten a new ship?
All right. See you around.
Now you buy for me, you can look good.